everybody and welcome to my channel. I thought today I would do a very quick video on the iCAD challenge that I took part in during June and July. It was a great challenge because not only does it challenge you to create a piece of art on a very small piece of card, basically an index card, but the themes and prompts that Daisy Yellow shared on her Instagram page every week really made you sort of think and do things that you might not have perhaps done normally. So I really liked the fact that the prompts and the themes were there, just to make you sort of try a few different things, and also the size of the media as well. So this is my wonderful stack of 61 cards. It's great to sort of flick through these, and I'm really interested to see how I've kind of progressed through them. When I started the one on day 1 and 2, as you can see, I was quite conservative really, and was just using ink to sort of doodle on the cards. Wasn't really getting into the swing of things really until the second week. So my first week, to be honest with you, a little bit boring, maybe a bit on the safe side, wasn't really experimenting with much sort of mixed medias or anything like that. So my first week is pretty sort of plain. Then in my second week, I think, I can't remember what the themes were now. I think maybe I've written them. I can't remember, no. But I then started to sort of get into my comfort zone a little bit more and started doing the sort of the things that I really like doing in my journal. So a bit of collaging, using some different medias. Here I fixed ribbons onto the card. Here I did a bit more artwork, a bit more collaging, something really kind of colourful and not really my usual kind of thing. And then I really got into the swing of it by week 3 and really started, I think I think this was the series theme, and for that week I did a series of vintage collage cards, which is really the kind of thing I love doing normally in my journaling, etc. And these will make a lovely set of journal cards for one of my journals. So I really enjoyed that week. And then we got into I think this is the 4th week now, and I started experimenting a little bit more with different types of media. So a bit of acrylic, as well as still doing a bit of collaging, a bit of using stencils with acrylic, and just trying to do a few more different things really. Then we used paper scraps, did back to some doodling, and some days I had more time to do the cards than other days. You can probably tell the ones that I perhaps did very quickly. And then towards the sort of last month, you can see that there was a lot of collaging. I definitely do have my favourites. For some of them I did a bit of digital collaging and graphics, and then printed those out and adhered them to the cards. So there's a real sort of mix of different styles, different techniques along the way up to the final week. So I've really enjoyed it. It's great having this collection of cards now, which I'm definitely going to be using them in my journaling. So when I thought about what I would do to sort of store them and keep them, I thought I'd make a box for them, because I didn't want to bind them, because I didn't want to sort of spoil the edges or anything like that. I knew I was going to use them as journaling cards in my journals, so I thought I would make a box for them. So I really liked this box that I purchased with some journaling cards in. I really liked the little I don't know what these are called actually but these punched rings here, and the tie, and the little flap here. I thought that was just a really nice box, and I thought I'd like to make something similar. So what I did is I just did exactly that. I actually stuck one of my cards on the back and replicated the box like this out of a piece of scrapbook card. And this is not a tutorial, by the way, but I am going to quickly show you how I did that. So what I did first of all, I won't do this again, but I opened up this box. So I just, you can see I've sellotaped it back together, but I unglued this edge and I opened this box out flat, so I could see the design and how the sort of edges and the sides and everything worked and the flap. And then I took the measurements. So I measured obviously my index card length and width, and then I also measured the depth of the stack of cards, so I knew how wide or thick my my box had to be. And then basically I replicated the open pattern of this box with taking into consideration the size and measurements that I took. So this was the size slightly bigger, as you can see, than the index card itself, because I didn't want them to be too tight going into the box. And then of course the width of the box, the flaps here, the sides of the box are the height of the stack of cards. And then I just replicated all the flaps and the cuts and the notches and marked where the punch was going to go. And then once I'd done the mock-up, I basically stuck the mock-up together, and then I've made sure that my cards fitted in this sort of loose mock-up. And when everything, and that seemed to work absolutely fine, then I traced this template onto the scrapbook card, cut it out. You literally just adhere this flap onto the inside there, and then everything else is just folds and tucks. And I ended up with this box. So it worked really well. There was a few very minor adjustments on some of the flaps, but other than that, it just worked out really well. I put on all of these. I made these myself out of 3 layers of, I just die cut 3 circles out and stuck them together to make a sort of thicker disc. And then I punched them into the thing before I assembled the box. And then I obviously made the die cut, and the cards fit really nicely inside there. So now I can store the cards in the box, and I can pick one out when I'm ready to use them. So I've really enjoyed making that. I'm probably not going to do a tutorial of how to make the box, unless you really want me to, then I may do. But what I will do is I'll scan in the template of the box, and I'll upload it to my blog. So that if you want to download this template to make a box of this size, then you can just go ahead and use the exact same template, or you can use the design and template to make your own size box as well. Okay, well thanks very much for joining me on this short video. I love the iCAD journey, definitely will be doing it next year. Thanks for joining me today. Bye for now.